We're talking with Cliff Schecter, one of the owners of We Act Radio. Cliff, your area of expertise, among other things, is the issue of guns. And Joe Biden said recently that there are certain things through executive order, through executive actions that the Obama administration could take in order to protect our kids. What are some of those things that, in terms of guns and gun control, that an executive order might be able to do?
There's a lot of things, actually. The NRA purposely turned the ATF director position into one that had to be appointed by the Senate, and then they wouldn't even let President Bush, much less Obama, put someone there. So no one's actively been running the ATF except for somebody in a much lower position for 5 years now. He can make a recess appointment. He can make other recess appointments. He can tell the Justice Department that they need to do much more tracking. For example, he gave an executive order with the 4 states on the border of Mexico, including Texas, California, New Mexico, Arizona, and had them start tracing or tracking mass sales of assault weapons. He could do that throughout the entire country. So we could actually have a much better system where we track where these weapons are sold. We can have our databases updated. We can enforce our laws in a way that where people who go and try to buy guns who are criminals and shouldn't be able to, we can prosecute them. We can prosecute some of these rogue gun dealers who we find are much more, there's always these couple of gun dealers that are much more responsible for selling guns to criminals than others who obviously are flaunting our laws. So in terms of enforcement, in terms of data tracking, there's a lot more we can do if he's willing to stand up and do it. I think Mayors Against Illegal Guns, for whom I consult, had a list of about 30 to 40 things, and he should do them all because, obviously we don't want that to be that's the fallback position. We want to fight in Congress for common sense gun laws, but we need those things to be done too.
The National Rifle Association said recently that they will oppose any efforts to gun control, whether it's banning semi-automatic weapons or banning high-capacity magazine clips or closing the gun show loophole. Were you surprised at all that they wouldn't give ground on anything?
No, because they're the domestic terrorist lobby at this point. I mean, a good NRA member in good standing, this guy, I can't think of his first name, Yeager, owns this tactical company, stood up on YouTube, said he's going to start shooting people and killing people if people come to take his guns. Ted Nugent, who's a board member there, who goes around and tells people to suck his machine gun and makes overt threats about if President Obama is reelected, he'll either be in prison or he'll be dead in the next year. I mean, it goes on and on. Wayne LaPierre, who's made similar threats that the people who have the guns make the rules. This is a group that uses fear and intimidation and threats and actual violence to gain power and to make money for the arms dealers, who really is the only people they care about, not their members, who mostly agree with you and me by percents of above 70 and 80% on most issues like closing the gun show loophole, universal background checks, registration, and things like that. So, I'm not surprised at all. They've never, since they were taken over by a group of radicals in the late 70s, they've never been responsible. They've never been a group that's willing to contribute anything. And the more guns that are sold, the bigger Wayne LaPierre and his board's salaries are, and really that's all they care about at the end of the day.
And what can folks do who want to get involved in this political fight and pressure members of Congress? What's the most effective way, Cliff, to lobby or to show your position on this issue and to really influence your members of Congress to do the right thing?
I would ask you to go and sign up at demandaplan.org. There's already over 925,000 signatories there. The NRA likes to point to their 4 million members, most of whom don't even agree with the NRA leadership. Well, let's show them how many people can sign up. This is only since Newtown we've gotten this kind of a sign up. So let's get a couple million on there. So go to Demand a Plan, and you can sign up and be a part of the effort right now to pass common sense gun laws in this country that will take us to where the rest of the industrialized world is. So we're not having 10, 11,000 people murdered, 30,000 people dying from gunshots, over 100,000 people injured every year. It's an epidemic, and that's how you can help improve the situation.
Demandaplan.org. And Cliff, any confidence that there'll actually be a vote, regardless of what passes the Senate, that John Boehner will let a vote happen in the House?
Either that or a discharge petition that gets it done. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think there's still so much anger. You were talking about Joe Scarborough earlier, who's on, someone in Piers Morgan and others who've been obviously changed by this. I see friends of mine on the ground, Republicans and independents, who've been changed by this. Many of us have kids, and the horror, the thought of what happened in Newtown. I think that they're going to get a vote, and if we don't, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to pay for it with their congressional seats. I'll promise you that right now. I'll make sure of that.
Cliff Schecter from We Act Radio, also Mayors Against Gun Violence. Cliff, great stuff. As always, we appreciate it. Take Action News continues
Thanks,
after
David.
this. Thanks, Cliff. Have a great weekend.
You too, man.